Welcome back to episode 65 of AFC Fylde Still We Rise. Here on Football Manager 2020, the Coasters have been enjoying the opening weeks of the season in the English Championship. Following 3 successive promotions from National League, League 2 and last season League 1, we are now rubbing shoulders with some of the big boys. It has been a few games since we were last on YouTube. That was the season opener against Preston, in which the North End salvaged a late draw thanks to Scott Banks in the 93rd minute. We then recorded our first competitive win of the season, 2-0 at home against Morecambe. Ironically, this game was between two sides that play their football at Globe Arena. As Mill Farm is being renovated this season, we are using the Globe Arena. Ashkan Dejaga looked like he was on the way out, but injuries have forced us into playing the experienced Iranian, and Nick Horton made things safe in the 93rd minute. We then had a 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. Another late goal. Third in 3 games. This time at the Globe Arena, Adam Lewis, our summer signing from Liverpool, had put us ahead. But Marcus Miguane, he turned things around for Forest. They earned a point at the Globe Arena. Before we played Bristol City, and in fact earned our first win, again with a goal thanks to Adam Lewis, Blackpool manager Nigel Adkins doubted our ability to stay up in the press, and that is a Blackpool side, I can tell you, have 0 points to their name. So as we claim 3 away at Ashton Gate in front of over 22,000 fans, Blackpool sit rock bottom of the Championship. Against Huddersfield Town in the Carabao Cup second round, we advanced only via penalties. Premier League Huddersfield Town came to the Globe Arena and it took them a late equaliser from Lewis O'Brien. Again, our defence just letting us down in the last few minutes. Kenneth de Groot had put us in front, and it was Jan Songo, our signing when I think we were back in the National League, that saw us through to the 3rd round. We've got a great chance to progress as we're up against Bristol City, who we just beat a week ago. We then played Cardiff, and another late goal, this time from David Ball, our signing from Wellington Phoenix in the A-League. Back at the Globe Arena, Robert Glatzel had put the former Premier League side, Cardiff, the Welsh team, ahead at the Globe Arena, and we had to fight and claw our way back. There is some good news in terms of the team sheet. Giovanni Dos Santos is fit enough to play, but we're actually going to go with Fia Bima on the right. Cesc Fabregas, the huge signing that we made at the end of, I think, the last but one episode, he starts in midfield alongside Paul Gallagher. We've got Tom Walker on the bench, as is Dos Santos. I expect to see both of those at some point during the game. Tommy Elphick is currently injured. Alex Whitmore starts alongside Saul Shotton at the back. And up front, we've got De Groot supporting David Ball. Our opponents today are Stoke. The match, one player, that's usually. There's been an issue with our goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper, Olikade, is currently with the under-18s. So, I'm going to make a late change here. Sheldon Green onto the bench in place of Jamie Proctor. Fabregas is struggling a little bit. He has played in the under-23s. He's played a few games where he's just about made 45 minutes. So, he's doing pretty well on his return from injury. But that's why we've got Tom Walker ready to step in either at half-time or on the hour, really. I would like to give Dos Santos another game as well. He's played quite well for us. It was Dejaga that had to start on the right. We had to use him because, simply put, we had nobody else. to play there. Didn't do so badly for us. In fact, scored goal. But unfortunately, he is simply not as good as the players that we've brought in. Our opponents today are Stoke. So we are at the Bet365 Stadium. I don't think it's a wet night, and it's actually a Saturday. So the old saying does not ring true. Stoke have actually been in the Championship for a while now, unable to get out. But Paul Gallagher, very motivated by spending the penny. Our assistant there doing his usual job, almost. We are the away side against Stoke, but we're playing our attacking setting. This gives us a bit of further options up the pitch and basically just gets us going. You know, we do have to rely on some very good defending usually, but that's why we've got Shotton this season. He's come in on loan from West Brom, really done well. Luke Burke continues to perform for us, as does Scott Duxbury, especially because he knows, and I know, that Barry Douglas is currently injured, and when he comes back, it's Duxbury's position that could be on the chopping block. As Adam Lewis makes a great tackle there, but his ball's a weak one over the top. Vincent Young with the run in, and it's a shot into the side netting. We are, I should say at this point, undefeated this season so far, although we have had an awful lot of draws. This should be the loss. We should suffer here, our first loss of the season. And I'm okay with that. We are going to lose at some point. We can't keep drawing games. We've got to kind of convert those into wins at some point, as Nathan Collins picks up a booking, and I am buoyed by the sight that Blackpool are losing 2-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, while Preston, they have a 1-1 scoreline against Barnsley. We don't seem to be doing too badly, but we don't seem to be doing too well either in this game. Mitch Walker, our summer signing, in goal. He came in from Aldershot. I know it sounds a bit strange to sign somebody from Aldershot for a Championship side, but I have been tracking Mitch Walker ever since the save began, really. As Daniel Arzani, the young man from Australia, gets a goal for Middlesbrough. But it's 0-0 at the break. Brentford have suffered a couple of big losses there, injuries. And yeah, as we can see, Sheffield Wednesday leading against Blackpool. It is kind of strange that both Preston and Blackpool are struggling at the start of this season. It's a bit strange, but I am going to replace Fia Beamer at half-time with Dos Santos. Let's see what the Mexican, the former LA Galaxy man, former Tottenham, of course. So he actually, when he played his first game for us earlier this season, just a few weeks ago, that was his first game in England since 2012. Scott Duxbury picks up a bit of a knock there. We're just going to monitor him for a second. Yeah, his condition is going back up. A bit of a pulled groin. And I'm going to leave him on. In fact, now Dos Santos picks up an injury as well. Stoke seem to be booting our boys around. Can you imagine that? Stoke being a bit physical. It's not what you normally expect from Stoke City there. The Potters. As again, Fylde go close. Well, I'm going to quickly make a change. Cesc Fabregas has put in a good shift for us. We're still figuring out his position, whether he's better as the attacking playmaker or the central midfield. We will kind of figure that out over time, I expect. But today, he's replaced by Tom Walker, who's player of the season pretty much for the last 3 years. He was in the team of the season for League One last season. I'm fairly sure he was there for League Two as well the season earlier. He's a very good player. As Burke with the throw-in. Walker, there he is, that man. And he fires over. He has laid on an assist or two so far this season as Tom Walker, but I suspect he is also suffering from not playing every week, which is something that he's very used to. As the squad gets better and improves, he is going to have to up his game as well. We've signed some international players, Fabregas, Dos Santos. We've signed players from abroad who have good reputations, like David Ball, who lays the ball back to Gallagher. He loses it though to Benicophobe, and that is going to be a red card for Saul Shotton, our on-loan centre-back. We have to do a bit of business here, aren't we? In fact, we're going to drop Ball back into the centre of defence and bring on our substitute, Jan Songo. He's going to partner Whitmore, as he often did actually in League 1. League 1? League 2. As Walker now plays the ball out to Giovanni. It's a tackle by Oakley Booth, but Gallagher's still got it. Now De Groot forward. He loses the ball. They're just not getting the passes off, are they? As it looks like Stoke could possibly steal all 3 points at the death here. There's the ball through, and it's a save by Walker. Got down very well to maintain his clean sheet. As we go into 5 minutes of added time, is there going to be a sting in the tail from the Potters? Fylde holding out here. It's going to be, it's only a 1 point maximum, isn't it? We're never going to get a goal with 10 men against Stoke City. Especially not with such a decent lineup. Here we go. It's Walton with the corner. And there's the late winner. It's another late goal. Nathan Collins with it for Stoke against 10-man Fylde. It was a corner. It's disappointing to concede. But that will be our first loss of the campaign, just as time was up. Disappointing, but it was always going to happen at some point. I'm not going to whip the lads there. Spenny the Penny saying that they did excellently. I tend to agree. We held out for 94 minutes against Stoke. We need to regroup now, ready to go again for Bristol City in the Carabao Cup 3rd round. That's a big one for us. If we win that, we've got a chance of getting through to quarter-final, semi-final. Who knows? After that, Fylde dropped 2 places to 15th. That's not the end of the world, to be honest. The injuries are going to be a bit of a problem. Just got Duxbury out for 7 days. And Giovanni Dos Santos for 6. So they're both going to miss out against Bristol City. And in fact, so is Saul Shotton following his sending off. If we have a quick look at the old championship table, we can see Brighton were the winners last season. Down at the bottom, this is pretty much where we're going to be looking this season. Fylde sit there on 6 points, 1 win and 3 draws. 1 loss now, same record actually as Bristol City. But we sit top of those clubs with 6 points due to our goal difference. Down the bottom, there you go, Blackpool. Nigel Atkins can criticise me all he wants. However, he wants to look at his own house. Blackpool 0 points from 6 games. 6 played, 0 wins. MK Dons 23rd. And Preston North End down in 22nd. They've only registered 2 draws to get points from this season. One of them was against ourselves in the opener. Just at the top, so some 6 points above us, Brentford, Sheffield Wednesday, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. The fact that Crystal Palace and Aston Villa are there, obviously big names in English football. The next episode I have planned for you will be against Middlesbrough. So we're going to play a couple of the big clubs. In fact, it's a home tie for us against Middlesbrough. And if we can, I might do a little cheeky double episode with Derby. So as you join us next time, it will be straight into the game and we'll be playing from the off. This has been our first loss of the season, but I'm not entirely disappointed. We've done all right so far, and I'll see you next time.